Welcome to Angie Chats and Tarot. It's time to talk to those Capricorns out there. Hello, Capricorn. Welcome in. We're doing something a little bit different today where we're just primarily using the oracles, and it's worked out nicely with some of these reads. So hang in there with me. Remember, not everything's going to resonate, but take what does and leave the rest for somebody else. And also, I just have always felt that tarot has helped me with my life in that it's empowered me, and I would like that to be the case for you. Just remember, I read the energy of the cards, but I feel like there can be some enlightenment that can happen if you hear something just so, or if it prompts you to ask yourself some questions, or if it makes you look at your life in a certain way, or if it makes you kind of recognize some patterns, or if it helps you to meditate or think more deeply about something. It empowers you to help yourself. That's how I look at tarot. Remember, I'm just looking at energy here. But if it resonates with you, you'll know how, and it'll help you to help yourself. Building blocks comes out. Foundations here. This looks very by the book, Capricorn. Okay. Is that ringing a bell? By the book. Yeah, but you know, there's some elements of creativity here too. And I really feel like we're more creative than we're given credit for. I mean, we can build a strong foundation, but we are also very creative. And maybe that's something people aren't seeing about you, or this is a nod to, as a whole, we aren't seen that way, and we are quite good in that department as well. Imagination. Something you're working on looks very prosperous. You've got a good foundation here, and it has to do with your imagination, something you've created. Something emotional for you. Lovely. We'll get a little further, of course. Hope everyone's doing well here. My goats, as you know, I am a goat. Capricorn. And my son. Okay, message in a bottle. I love this. I love what this hints at. I love the magic that this hints at. I love signs that are all around in the universe. I love that. I do believe that angels and spirits, the spiritual, can connect with angels via messages from the universe. Connecting with the divine. I do believe connecting with nature. I do believe these are ways of communication with the other side. There's a lot of regeneration here too. Grandmother energy, I see in patterns, you know. I'm seeing it now. Strong grandmotherly energy. Maybe someone's going to phone you. Has something to do with your regeneration in life. You've taken a closer look at yourself. I feel like there is a lot of enlightenment here. A lot of love. A lot of wishes. Yeah, something you're building. More messages for our Cappies. Poised. You're always poised and at the ready. I feel very confident in saying what I'm hearing. You are always poised and at the ready. Beautiful. This is something about a wish. Your uniqueness is brought in this wish. You're bringing in this wish. It's making you very happy, right to your core. To be fair, this is a balancing. Gaining wisdom, having wisdom. I'm going to read a little bit more about that one. To be fair. balance, justice, a need to consider options, mutual benefit, the law of cause and effect. Life offers experiences that are challenging and experiences that are nurturing. Strike a balance. Move from being to doing. Okay, that's something that you're building here. You're poised and ready. There's a message. Maybe a message started this, was the whole catalyst for this. You got a message and you're like, okay, I'm making this happen. Now you've got yang action. Yeah, take action. We just heard that from the last card, be fair. Go from doing to taking action. Wait a minute. Go from being to doing. Go from being to doing. Take an action now. Yang energy is masculine energy, but remember, there's no gender in tarot. Just reading the energy here. You're building something big. It has something to do with your imagination. I do believe it has something to do with wishes. A message somehow was a catalyst here, or you're still going to get a message. And that's what you're poised for, is further communication. To be fair, you're going at from being to doing, and you are doing that in a big way, taking a lot of action here. Or you have. More messages for our Cappy. Seems like a very Cappy-esque read. Okay, never-ending story. This can talk about needing to close something out, or something keeps going. The story just keeps repeating itself. But I've read this a couple of different ways, and I feel like the energy here is more like following your heart. This is a story you don't want to end. You want to keep this going. Spread your wings. Or the never-ending story was that you couldn't spread your wings. Notice the wings here. Never-ending story. The wings are not really engaged, poised. The wings are very much ready for the next thing that's coming. This is kind of an energy of some sort of a dread. This energy is more of a bring it on. Yeah. Okay, I'm hearing you have been doing something for a long time, but it's never been, something from the heart. And now you're finally going after, with the building blocks that you have developed in doing other things you didn't really care for. Your heart wasn't in it, but you were still very good at it, and you still were successful. You gave it your all, in other words, even though your heart wasn't in it. Now you're putting that same sort of energy into something that your heart really is into. And your imagination. I love the imagination. Let's grab one more oracle. Then I want to dive into that imagination. Higher power. Yeah, higher power, very significant here. The key to success, your spirit team, the divine. They have been very instrumental in your solar plexus, and this is also taking action. So a lot of taking action here, Cappies. Not at all a surprise to me. I want to find out about this imagination. Let's find out about this building block too. What's the building blocks here, Spirit? Good choices, the lovers. Your blocks are built on good choices. What's the creative here in the building blocks? Because I do see something creative. You've made good choices to build a very solid foundation. 7 of Swords. Okay, this can talk about deceit. This can also talk about, especially in the Rider-Waite-Smith tarot deck, traditional deck, it can talk about avoiding conflict, avoiding a war. So your creativity avoids a war here. Avoids a conflict of interest. You have to throw in the creative to this building block, because otherwise it's a conflict of your interest, because this is a project of imagination. That's how I'm reading this energy. Imagine and imagination. Let's get on that more. The Hangman is in the reverse here. Coming out of thinking of this, coming out of the being and going into the doing. You're coming out of the being, you're just hanging out, and into the doing. And we do see doing, doing, doing repeatedly in the cards. 6 of Wands in the reverse. The being versus the doing. The doing, it's the 6 of Wands in the reverse, your spirit. It's something like the being was, it was necessary. It was a necessary step, but it doesn't lead you to the success that you're going to experience or wanting to experience here. It's the doing that leads to the success. It's the 6 of Wands in the reverse. The Chariot. Yeah. The doing, the willpower, the going after it, that kind of energy. That's the Chariot. That's where your success lies. In the Yang energy. Yeah, in the balance. That's the imagination here. What's specific to the imagination? The imagine energy. King of Swords paired with the imagine energy. Okay, so you come at this very intellectually. You've crossed your T's and dotted your I's. You've thought things through. You've built a good foundation. You've done that very traditionally. You've spoken what this is. You've spoken your intention, and that's to be not only successful, doubly successful. And it's kind of new to embrace this imagine, but you're very excited about it. But there is just a hint of, yeah, I'm in kind of new territory here. It's where I've wanted to be. I'm glad I'm here. But there is a little apprehensiveness here. But it's becoming clear. 2 of Swords. It's becoming clear to you now, instead of being energy that you're a little bit hesitant about. You can clearly see yourself in this kind of more imaginative, creative state. Knight of Swords. The imagination has something to do with your boldness. Your imagination has always been bold. You've always been an imaginative kid. Your imagination is your pot of gold. And you've struggled with the in and out of that because you've been told, settle down, be traditional, come up with something in the way of work that's that, make your life be more that. But that's your never-ending story. The part of you that just says, I don't want this. I want to spread my wings more. I want to get poised for something bigger. I want my never-ending story to be about the imaginative now, not the traditional, not so much the traditional. I pay tribute to the tradition that got me here, to a place where now I can explore other options, and this is what I want to explore. That I've always had this talent. 9 of Pentacles. I do see success in the cards. The energy is of individual success. And I do feel like it's something you're doing individually. It's something in your heart. It's something in your gut. We talked about that too. It's a passion project. It's a project from the heart. You're very excited about this. There's a lot of energy towards this that is, you're lit up and you're inspired. What's the message in the bottle? So if the message wasn't something that was a catalyst that got you going here, and you're in one of these scenarios where you're maybe waiting for a message, that's paired with the Three of Wands. It's a message that's still to come. It has to do with learning something. We talk about the solar plexus again, the chakra of the solar plexus. That's all about action. Action, action, action. Wow. I really like this. Yeah, this is nice. Any more messages here? Four of Pentacles. That's hanging on to something. Or that is foundation. Yeah. I read this energy as that is the foundation that you have built that has allowed you to do something else that branches out, utilizing that foundation you've worked so hard for into other areas that are more creative. And I do feel like there's a lot of money here too. And maybe you're speaking something. There's prosperity in what you're speaking as well. There's a creativeness of the mind. Of course, we see imagine versus a more sternness to the mind. I want to keep going with this, but let's kind of get to a point of wrapping it up. The Star, that's lovely. Let me cover a little bit about this card. So a lot of emotion here. Of course, wishes granted, wishes achieved. Yeah, I do feel like this is a big wish of yours. We see that multiple times. Could be multiple wishes. Wishes leading up to the big wish. Mermaid energy even could be. That's being like a beacon. I see that as more of a beacon, a spiritual leader. Maybe that is one of your wishes, or maybe it's connecting with your spiritual leads. Action is so key here. Action is a big part of this message. You are the prosperity. You are the prosperity. Yeah, it is your baby. This is your idea. I do see individual success. You are this prosperity. Let's grab a charm for our Capricorn. The Camel. This talks about patience, I learned recently. And also, I've always seen it as, that's really interesting. Okay, so filing one story away, but jumping into poised. You can make something out of nothing. You can be in the desert in the most dire situations and you still survive. That's very Capricorn too. Survivor energy. Doing the most with little water. And also the story I was filing away that I'm glad has come back is this can be an energy of or connected to this type of thinking where you think you're going one way and you're really steadfast in that happening just a certain way. And you don't realize you're being guided by the divine, a higher power that takes you to something even bigger and better. So that camel has a lot of good, juicy nuggets in it to run with if you so choose. So interpret the energy as you will. I hope you've liked this message, Capricorn. I hope you like this channel. If you do, please like, share, subscribe. It really helps the channel to grow. Until next time, Capricorn, let's remember who we are. Let's remember our self-worth. Thanks for joining me.